how do I talk to my boyfriend about being unhappy with our sex life? So we've got a really great relationship. Everything is perfect. We're about to get engaged, but I have a hard time getting across the finish line, if you will. And I don't think he knows, and I don't know how to talk to him about it without hurting him and making him feel insecure.
So would it be fair if I told you that your relationship is not great and wonderful and perfect except for this?
I mean, I don't think any relationship is actually perfect. So that would be fair.
So let's take orgasm off the table and let's take bedroom concerns off the table, okay? Because I think those tend to it's all anybody wants to think about or talk about, and for some reason it's become like the lone barometer of our relationships. My bigger concern for you is, how long have you been together with this guy?
4 years.
4 years. So 4 years, almost half a decade. You're about to get engaged, you said?
Yes, he already has the ring.
Oh, he's already got it. How'd you find out? Did y'all do it together?
Well, he took me ring shopping, but I accidentally saw on the ring camera the box get delivered.
Oh, no.
He doesn't know that I know.
Oh, ring cameras have ruined everything. You can't wrap houses anymore. You can't do anything fun
I didn't even
anymore.
want to know. It was totally just an accident. Yeah.
Boo.
So.
All right, here's my bigger concern. After this many years together, after y'all are planning on spending the rest of your lives together, there's a thing that matters to you. And you don't have an ability in the dynamic y'all have co-created together to just speak truth out in your relationship. So my bigger question is, forget sex for a second. What's another place? And I guarantee you there's another place. What's another place where you kind of have to hedge what you feel or what you want or what you're thinking about because you don't want to hurt his feelings?
I feel like with most things, we're able to have a really good, honest conversation. I feel like sometimes when I guess the biggest thing that comes up outside of the bedroom is I do so much of the work around the house, and sometimes I want him to chip in more without me having to ask.
Yep.
But when I ask and I'm honest with him and tell him I'm feeling frustrated, he steps up. But he doesn't always take as much initiative as I wish he would.
Okay. Tell me about how y'all do money.
Good. I mean, we're already set up. I know it's actually probably unwise, but we're already approaching it as like a married couple where we have a combined account and we do all of our bills together. We plan out our spending, we budget, like that's all super, super healthy.
Okay. So yeah, I wouldn't do that with my boyfriend, but you didn't call for that, so it's all good.
Yeah.
So I think really quickly, like this weekend, you have to put not the bedroom stuff, not the mental load, not the helping around the house stuff on the table. What needs to be on the table is, do we have a roadmap for when one of us feels, and feelings don't always tell the truth, but one of us feels something, one of us wants something. How do we have a language where we can put that on the table and the other person won't immediately fight us, won't immediately run from us, won't immediately try to people please us and be like, it's cool, okay, cool, I'll do it. But we can actually have a conversation where two adults stay present. And that to me is the bigger deal, because this is going to be symptomatic of one day y'all are going to buy a house together. One day y'all are going to have kids together. One day he's going to say, come home one day and be like, hey, I want to go to church. And you're going to be like, I don't want to. Or I want to go to my parents' house for Christmas. And you're going to be like, well, kind of my family does this for Christmas. And if you aren't able to have those conversations, it will, the crack that's in the foundation right now will become a huge gulf.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a working hypothesis that I'm not ready to stamp into concrete yet, but my working hypothesis is you get two triggers. You get to bail once on a hard conversation, or quote unquote, you get to have your feelings hurt, as you said. And the second time you get to feel it really big and back up again. And then after that, he's got to decide. I need to either A, stay present when I'm feeling ashamed or feeling embarrassed about a hard conversation, or I got to go sit with a professional and figure out why my body keeps trying to protect me in this way from somebody that I'm about to spend the rest of my life with.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not on the phone with us, so I'll just talk to you. Are you in the habit of hoping he will be a good mind reader about chores, about what you, quote unquote, want the house to look like or feel like, or what you want your bedroom experience to be like?
Sometimes, yeah.
Tell me about that.
I feel like
just hearing the term 9 to 5 can be a drag. So my friends at Cozy Earth are here to help make your 5 to 9 way more comfortable. I love Cozy Earth's pants and all-day t-shirts. They're soft, breathable, and super tough. And my wife loves her pajamas, and my whole family loves Cozy Earth sheets. They're super comfortable, and they keep us cool when it's hot outside. Try them risk-free for 100 nights. You can save 40% off your entire order at cozyearth.com/Delony.
I feel like just in my whole world, not just with him, but in general, I am always so worried about taking care of other people and making sure everyone else is happy and, whatever they need is taken care of. That sometimes I want him to just take care of me without me having to ask or, and he does in a lot of ways, but sometimes he doesn't always think about things the way I would. And
Right.
sometimes I expect that, even though I know that's not fair. And
How long have you been doing that for other people? Since you were a little girl?
oh yeah, for sure.
Tell me about that. Who in your house were you responsible for making sure they were okay?
Definitely my parents, for sure.
Tell me about that.
Well, I mean, with my mom, she is, we have a very close relationship, but she's definitely one of those people who looks at her kids as friends and not necessarily as she's never been a very strong, authority figure. And she always leaned a lot on me for emotional support. And I definitely learned as a kid, the way to avoid outbursts or adult temper tantrums was to make sure she was happy and
Okay.
she got what she wanted or needed.
I want to pause right there. Are your shoulders getting up by your ears right now?
Yes.
Yeah. I want you to take a huge deep breath, as deep as you can, and hold it for 3, 2, and at 1, I want you to pull your shoulders all the way down. I don't want you to hear me as directly as you can, but while I'm saying this, I want you to close your eyes and picture you as a 9-year-old little girl in a tiny little blue dress, okay?
Mm-hmm.
An adult friendship was way too much for a 9-year-old to carry. And that should never have been your job.
Yeah.
And you walking around on eggshells trying to prevent the next grown-up temper tantrum was never or should never have been a 9-year-old's job.
Yeah.
And you might be really close to your mom. And this is a pretty mean analogy, but one of the safest places for a professional boxer to be when they're fighting is as close as possible to their opponent because it minimizes the impact of a punch.
Mm.
And so often we get really close to those who might hurt us because the damage is less when they don't have full range of motion to just let it rip, whether that's physically or emotionally. And a lot of times adults have, quote unquote, really close relationships with their parents. They're not actually close because they're intertwined and they are in full support of each other. It's just the safest place to be so nobody gets hurt. And that is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And then if you take that and you just fill your whole life with great romantic movies and Instagram comments it can be a way, and here's what I mean by that. When everything in Hollywood, and I'm just using Hollywood as a big catch-all for stories and media and feel-good movies, etc., it can be this sense that somewhere somebody sees me through all of my performing, and they'll just quote-unquote know me. And they will know the next right thing for me. And that feels like what love is supposed to feel like. And here's what's going to happen, okay? I don't want to project this into your world, but I want to like give you a cautionary tale. Mm-hmm. You're going to marry this guy. And you're going to probably lean in and say, hey, try this particular move in the bedroom. I really wish you would X. Or when it comes to, I really wish on Tuesdays and Thursdays you would just look in the dishwasher and do that stuff. And he'll go, got it. Because by the way, boys are often socialized that every feeling and every thought they have is wrong, and they just need to be told what to do, because if they do anything, they hurt everybody in their path. And so he's just going to sit there and wait for something he can have a purpose in. Mm-hmm. And you're going to tell him, and he's going to go, okay, got it. And you're still not going to get that emotional connection. And he's going to just keep playing whack-a-mole with how you feel and how you want. And then someday, somebody at the office is going to tell you, dude, you look amazing today. Or they're going to bring you a cup of coffee made just the way you want it because they saw how you ordered your coffee once at a business trip, and you are going to feel like that's love. Like you're finally seen and known. And so in two fell swoops, I need you to hear me say this. Number one, what happened to you as a kid is not right, and I'm so sorry it happened. And two, mind reading isn't love. The scariest thing for you to do for your nervous system is to give him a roadmap on how you can be loved, feel loved, be seen, be known, and then pray to God he follows it. Mm-hmm. And for him to give you a roadmap on how he would love to be loved, how he wants to be loved. And you follow that. And so I'm way less concerned about like the bedroom stuff. Y'all can figure that out because that can be mechanical. And if y'all are together and able to have like, oh my gosh, try this. I wish you did this. Like, man, then it can be hilarious. It can be play. It can be a place to escape. But you have to get the ability to say, I want X, Y, or Z. I want your help around here. Here's a good example about the dishes in my house. I would never do the dishes until there was none left in the cabinet. I would eat cereal out of a salad bowl, right? Because it doesn't occur to me. And for years, my wife walked around feeling like I didn't care. She was carrying this mental load that I didn't even know existed. And
that's exactly how I feel.
but for her, she had a picture of what a wife, quote unquote, did and what a wife's or home's kitchen looked like. And she had this mental load that I didn't expect of her. It never would have even occurred to me. And so it ended up being this burden that she carried, and then I didn't co-carry. I didn't even know it existed. And so the greatest gift is when I found out, oh, you're cleaning the kitchen every night because there's this thing in your spirit. Dude, I'll do that. That's easy. But at the same time, it wasn't a character defect that I wasn't helping because in my world, I didn't need to help until we literally had no other dishes in the house. And then, man, I'll just knock them out over a couple hours on a Saturday morning once a month, and then we'll figure out, we'll go from there. But it started with, hey, this is of value to me. Mm-hmm. And those conversations, getting a framework for how to have those conversations is way more important than the actual mechanical stuff that we're trying to solve. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think the best path forward is after he asks you to marry him, which I guess is coming because you cheated and looked, is to say, okay, yes. And then the following weekend or 2 weekends later, before you start the wedding planning, before you start all of that, I think you putting on the table, I've been a people pleaser my whole life, and you're an amazing man that I want to spend the rest of my life with, and we have a big communication gap. And that is, I never want to hurt your feelings. And I bottle up, and then I just say it all at once. And you feel like I'm shaming you. You feel like I'm beating you up, and you shirk away. And I want to solve that problem right now, which is I want us to get into a regular habit once a week of talking about our calendars, our sex life, our money, our plans for the week, how we can love each other this week. I want to get in a regular practice. And then I also want us to both get in a regular practice of not fighting or fleeing, not going to trauma responses. Because he probably had a world where he better get out of the way. And those people usually marry each other, right?
Yes.
And so let's solve for that. And then he knows if you bring up something in the bedroom, it's an invitation. It's not an accusation.
Gotcha.
That's where I would start, Delony. And then when it gets to the actual mechanics of, hey, here's a thing I really want to try in bed. Here's a way that I want you to, I want to feel loved in the bedroom. And those conversations get much, much less. You can approach those with curiosity, not with judgment. And it makes a fun adventure for people to go on and do their life with.